9 of the people who were detained after they crossed in Laredo have been released on humanitarian parole. They include 4 Dreamers and their parents. The others were transferred to a processing center in El Paso. Well, 2 of the people released join us now from Laredo via Democracy Now! Video stream. Javier Cortez, who is 16, and his father, Javier Calderon, are from Michoacan, Mexico. Javier Cortez has lived in the United States since his family came here when he was 3 years old. Welcome, both of you, to Democracy Now! Javier, Cortez, could you tell us what you were trying to do with the protest that was held yesterday?
Yeah, we were just trying to go back home, me and the other Dreamers all together and the family. You know, we were all just trying to go back home because we all fear going back to Mexico for reasons like, you know, we feel unsafe or we struggle and stuff like that. So we were trying to go back home.
Why did your family return to Mexico, Javier?
Me and my dad returned to and my mom and my little brother, my little sister returned to Mexico because we had an urgent emergency call that my grandma, the doctor said she could have passed away at any moment. So after years of not seeing family members, my family decided to go back to Mexico and see them. I had no other choice but to follow them.
And what's your reaction when you hear this continuing situation with the Obama administration, that while the president says he supports immigration reform, he is continuing to preside over record numbers of deportations of people, the majority to Mexico, really, but to other parts of the world as well?
Well, it's like confusing for me because I think there should be like something that helps undocumented people in the U.S. and, you know, like lower the deportations. It's unfair.
Can you talk about the action you engaged in yesterday as you tried to cross the border, Javier?
Well, yeah, we were all marching. You know, it was strong energy, all of us, good vibes, you know, just trying to go back home, all of us together. And I think it's unfair that the other Dreamers are still detained. I think they should get out, because those rooms are cold, and I'm pretty sure they don't eat well in detention centers. So I think they should get out and go back with their families and be released just like me and the other families. I think they should go home.
I'd like to ask your father as well, Javier Calderon, why you decided to participate in the protest yesterday. Señor Calderon, si nos puede decir por qué decidió participar en la protesta ayer.
Bueno, más que nada por la seguridad de mi familia, para estar bien y para que mi hijo se realice como estudiante y termine sus estudios.
Yeah, he said that to like have a better future and so that I can finish my studies, and more than anything, he said that so I can have a better future.
And could you tell us, Señor Calderon, the situation right now in Mexico that made you decide to try to come again to the United States? ¿Se nos puede decir qué es la situación ahora en su país, que por qué decidió tratar de entrar a los Estados Unidos?
Es muy difícil y muy complicada y es de dar miedo estar ahorita en nuestros países.
He says it's a complicated and struggling life in Mexico, and he also mentioned before that because of the violence and stuff like that.
Were you nervous about the border crossing, Javier? You could respond to that, Javier Cortez.
Nervous? No. I was actually I was feeling good vibes. I was feeling energy. It was something powerful between everybody.
And what do you want to see happening now? What is your plan? Why did you drop out of school in Mexico?
Oh, the reason I dropped out in Mexico was because I was struggling to understand what they were saying, and the teachers, you know, sometimes they didn't even go to school. And not only that, but the kids were brutal. They were like always, you know, teasing me, name calling. I've been jumped, robbed. It was difficult, so I had to drop out. And, you know, my future plans right now are to go back to school, finish school, and, you know, be a doctor. I'm really interested in that.
And when you're saying the difficulties in school, is because you, having been raised in the United States, you're largely English dominant, even though you might understand some Spanish, and now you were being taught in Spanish?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that was a problem too. That coming from the U.S., all of a sudden go to Mexico, and everything was so different.